Okay, first of all, shout out to Adir for animating this story. It was his work, so go sub to his channel for more cool animations. Now, let's get on with it. I've been to plenty of conventions in my time, and I've had loads of great interactions with fans and well-wishers, which I'm always happy to relive. In some cases, they stand out for varying reasons. Some very sweet memories and others which are, let's say, different. So today, I want to talk to you about some of my most standout memories from anime conventions, and a couple from real life. Those being unusual, but certainly memorable. Let's start off with one of those. I was in London with my now fiancé, and we were checking out Forbidden Planet. That's a place in Europe where you can like buy sci-fi and anime goodies and kind of like the stuff. It's a big chain, really worth checking out. I think there's one in New York. But anyway, we had some time to kill before we went to go and see a musical. I think it was Matilda, if my mind serves me right. Totally fun show, by the way. So I bought a couple of manga that I hadn't found prior to that day, and the cashier was ringing me up, and he suddenly looked aghast and asked quietly, "Wait, are you Masako X?" Taken aback, since I wasn't used to people in the street recognizing me, I confirmed that yes, I was. And his eyes then lit up. He arched back and shouted so that everyone in the foyer could hear, "Holy f***, you're amazing!" I paused for a moment, like I think anyone would, and then just said, "Thanks?" He apologized for his loudness, but he was just not expecting me to be there. Right. At a shop where you can get anime and Dragon Ball merch. No, you're right, why would I be at a place like that? But it was all good though. I got to meet some manga. There was another time that something weirder happened. So apparently I'm a really good cosplayer. I wasn't even trying. I was just walking around this convention, I think it was Otakon I believe, and somebody just walked by and said in a really chill manner, "Wow man, great Masako X cosplay." My friend X, who was just doing his best not to screech with laughter, and I looked at each other. And then I turned back to this guy and quietly said, I am Masako X. The guy just stood there, thought for a moment, and went, "Nah, really?" And after that, things relaxed, but hey, who knew I could cosplay myself that well that I could convince people I was the real deal? Who would have thunk it? Then there was this British convention I got asked by 2 people to take a picture with them. Normally this is water off a duck's back to me, because taking pictures with people is all part of being a popular YouTuber. Oh, who am I kidding? I'm total Dragon Ball trash. What made this experience different though, is that this entire experience was done through the art of charades. Why charades exactly? Well, these people were dressed up as anime girls. Not just regular cosplay, but wearing body stockings and those huge rubber heads which look like anime girls straight out of the comic or anime. It's like mannequins broke out of Japan and now roam the halls of anime conventions looking to find their senpai or something. I will say though, they can look pretty decent, which these ones were. No words were mentioned throughout the exchange except from me going, "Picture? Okay, bye." And that was it. They motioned to take a picture, double thumbs up a couple of times to say, yeah, I was correct, and then they waved goodbye. It was surreal, but not unpleasant at all. I applaud them getting the message across without words. And apparently they felt bad, which they really shouldn't have done, because a couple of years later they came back and gave me a box of muffins to apologize. Me being the British stereotype I am, it all ended up with us both saying sorry to each other until the end of time. But nonetheless, it turned out okay. And delicious. Another time I got recognized in the wild was in a bus station. This guy just came up to me and said he was a journalist and asked if I could sign the book he was reading. I did so and the exchange ended there. Short and sweet, but at the same time unexpected. This other time I was going with my fiancé to catch a movie, and this time I was totally oblivious to the whole thing until she told me it had happened after the initial discovery. We were just getting our tickets and some popcorn, and then this guy apparently, next to the person who was serving us, was looking kinda shy, like he was trying to ask us something but just couldn't pluck up the courage. I only found out about this after mine because my fiancée Philly, because she's pretty observant like that, told me about it. I was focused on paying for our snacks because it's a cinema, we want our snacks. And seriously, I cannot get enough of sweet and salty popcorn. So afterwards, Philly told me, "I think that cashier recognized you." I blew it off and just thought, nah, that wasn't possible, and then just said I really needed to go to the bathroom. When I came out again, I checked my phone and I got loads of messages from Philly saying that he had indeed recognized me because she just went and straight up asked him. What? I didn't want to come across as egotistical or something, but apparently, you know, he felt really sad that he'd missed out on me, but he didn't want to follow me into the restroom because that might come across as weird. Okay, understandable. Good on him. I rushed back out, having washed my hands of course, which people should always do by the way, and met with this guy. We just chatted about a bridge series for a while, asked what I was doing around that neck of the woods, had a nice laugh, and then he took a selfie of us. I'm glad that Philly told me about that. I almost ruined somebody's day without knowing it. Sometimes I'm my own worst enemy. But dang it, I really needed to use the bathroom. At the same time though, there are some really sweet interactions I get at conventions which really make me grateful for the life I live right now. My friend X and I were walking around London Comic Con years ago, and this little kid came up to us and asked if we were Masako X and X the Dark One, and when we both said, well yeah we are, this kid was so full of enthusiasm, he did this little jig of joy and just shouted, "Oh my days!" and was just giddy for the next few minutes. I'm not gonna lie, that was the cutest thing I'd ever seen. We did some funny voices for a while and the kid waved by. It just totally made our day. Then there's the times where the parents bring their kids to their booths. That's a real big plus. This mother brought her 10-year-old son who had been bugging her all the midterm break to come to this convention just to see me. Me? I'm sure there are way better people out there to go and see. I mean, I'm not all that special. Whenever I hear that, it just makes me double take, but it warms me up inside. And so my fiance, who usually helps me on my booths, and I tag team and both had this nice conversation with both the son and mother, who were worried that they were taking our time up, which is far from the truth. It all ended up with me taking a picture with him and giving him YouTube channel advice, and they made their merry way. It's always a good sign when the parent is there to witness that YouTubers are people too. Puts names to faces and all that. So yeah, these were probably relatively tame when it comes to wacky con stories, but these ones stuck out the most. I reiterate, I find all interactions with my fans to be great, and it makes me feel really special, and it compels me to do my best for you guys. Thank you. And thank you to Adir again for animating this adventure for me, and I hope to make more of these with him. Let me know what you thought of these in the comments below. And until next time guys, catch you later!